On top of her cosy blanket, Jem slept soundly. Next to the kitchen stove, the salt and pepper grinders stood proudly. In the park, the carousel spun merrily. Now you've just heard 3 examples of fronted adverbials. Fronted adverbials appear at the beginning of a sentence to give more detail to the verb, and they are always preceded by a comma. Fronted adverbials can be used to show location, time, or manner, and today we're going to look at fronted adverbials to show location, and the 3 I just demonstrated for you all show location. So the first one was on top of her cosy blanket, Jem slept soundly. Now the fronted adverbial here is on top of her cosy blanket, and that tells you the location that Jem was. So she was on top. And then we've got a comma before the main part of the sentence, which is Jem slept soundly. The second sentence was next to the kitchen stove, the salt and pepper grinders stood proudly. Now the fronted adverbial to show location here is next to the kitchen stove. And then I've got my comma before the main part of the sentence. And finally, my third sentence was inside the park, the carousel spun merrily. The fronted adverbial to show location was inside the park, and I've got my comma there. Now, one thing you will notice is that without the fronted adverbials, the sentences should still make sense on their own. So, Jem slept soundly would be a sentence that makes sense all by itself. The salt and pepper grinders stood proudly would be another sentence that would make sense all by itself. And the carousel spun merrily would also make sense all by itself. So fronted adverbials are only there to give a little bit more detail to the verb. They don't adjust the meaning of the sentence, they simply give extra information. Now you're going to have a go today at using fronted adverbials to show location. If there's one thing that you remember, please let it be the comma. You must use a comma after your fronted adverbial before the main part of the sentence. Good luck, and I'm looking forward to seeing all of your hard work.